credit to Mark Gurman from breaking this back in November when he said, Google will work closely with Apple on this model. Now, when we go back in history, Apple doesn't have that big of their own foundational model on which it's running or it's supposed to run some of these technologies. But Apple and Google go back a long way. They have a very, very good agreement on search, which pays Apple billions of dollars. So, there was some legal issue around it. So we always knew that once that legal issue goes away, Apple may be working closely with Google to basically outsource a lot of their foundational models into the technology that they have now. It's possible that the next Siri upgrade, which is most likely going to be in the March April timeframe, could be that one big moment that we are all looking for Apple to finally come out and say that, okay, we are not a laggard in AI, that they also have a product that's pretty good.
Anurag, I saw a tweet actually from the official Google account announcing this deal, and Elon Musk replied. He said that this seems like an unreasonable concentration of power for Google. Obviously, he has a vested interest here, given his participation in xAI. But does he have a point? What are the regulatory risks around this deal?
Yeah, I mean, he won't have a point if his model was being used at that point. So, I mean, everybody's trying to pitch Apple to use that model. But at the end of the day, Apple actually, for the first time, if you go back a year and a half ago, they used OpenAI. I mean, you can still use OpenAI when you go to Siri and ask a question, and it can take you out of there. But for Apple, it has to be integrated within the iOS, within the software, but they won't do it to an outside vendor where they don't control the data. So what Apple's going to do here, they're going to use the foundational models from Google, but they're going to run a lot of that either on the device or their own private cloud data centers, which means they will still protect the privacy of that question and not let it have access to other players as well.
Yeah, the privacy angle is really big for Apple. It's kind of its mark of distinction here among the big tech players. Anurag, Apple has seen this exodus of talent, AI talent, going to other big tech companies in recent months. Does this multi-year deal with Alphabet, with Google, change any of that? Does that stanch the bleeding at all?
Yeah, for me, it does, only because I am now buying the model outright from somebody who's doing all the hard work. So I'm not in the business of model development. If I can use the best model that's out there into my product and I pay them some money, and the rumored amount is about $1 billion a year, which is, to be honest, nothing compared to how many billions these companies are spending to come up with their own large language model. And that's what actually Apple said in the search case, and says, I'm not in the search business. If Google has the best search, I will outsource that technology into my products from them.